And welcome to day one, Buenos Aires Open Center Annual Seminar for Teachers 2020 at home. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Monica Marenzi, Academic Consultant for Buenos Aires Open Center. Over 1,300 teachers from cities all over Argentina have registered for our three-day seminar. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. We are very happy to share this event with all of you. I would personally like to thank you for the great job that you are doing teaching English in these challenging times. Overnight, the pandemic imposed a radical switch to remote teaching and learning that many of us hoped would be temporary. We soon learned, however, that school closings would last longer than expected. Thank you, Cambridge Assessment English and Cambridge University Press. It's a real pleasure to work together with the Cambridge team to help people learn English and prove their skills to the world. Now, I'd like to introduce Belén Salituri, who will be talking about online resources to teach at home. Belén is a graduate teacher of English from Instituto de Enseñanza Superior en Lenguas Vivas, Juan Ramón Fernández, where she was a teaching assistant in Phonetics 1 and Diction for 4 years. She has trained students for B2 First and C1 Advanced for several years, and she's now an academic consultant for Buenos Aires Open Center. She also holds a degree in journalism from there. So we can listen to Belén now.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Monica, for your introduction. It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon and to be able to share some online resources for you to teach at home. This is going to be a micro presentation. It's going to be rather short, 30 minutes. So bear with me. I'm going to try to explain everything as clear as I can, okay? We're not going to have a question and answer part in this short presentation at the end, but I do encourage you to leave your questions in the chat box if you have any doubts or queries about the different resources that I mentioned. Please do leave your questions because we will be sending out the answers during the course of the following week, okay? So if you do have doubts, please write them in the chat box and we will get back to you. Okay, so let's get started, all right? So on today's webinar, we're going to see some resources provided by Cambridge and Cambridge University Press. I'm also going to show you some other online resources and platforms that are available online. Later on, I will show you what mobile phone applications Cambridge has that can help your students keep on practicing towards the exams. And to round off this session, I will show you some digital material that is available for you to download, okay, for free, courtesy of Cambridge University Press. So if you're ready, please say yes, all right? Go to the chat, say yes, and if you're ready to start, we'll just begin. Okay, good. I want to see those yeses in the chat box. Fantastic. Thumbs up, I see thumbs up, so great. So let's begin with some resources by Cambridge, okay? The first one that I want to show you is Weekly. Weekly is an exam preparation planner for teachers that will help you save lots of time, okay? And the great thing about Weekly is that you only need to tell this application what exam you are preparing, the number of weeks that you have for exam preparation, and how much time per week you would like to spend on the exam preparation. So you give those details to Weekly and it will build your plan with different activities based on different skills. So I'm going to show you what the plan looks like, okay? So this is the plan from Weekly, all right? As you can see, it will give you different activities based on different skills, And you will find that you have the lesson plans available to download. And together with those lesson plans, you have the resources, the worksheets, everything that you're going to use is there. So you don't need to have any extra work with you. So as I said before, it's great to save time. Weekly works with levels A2, B1, and B2. So if you're preparing for key, preliminary, and first, this app is great for you. Another great website is World of Fun, especially if you're working with starters, movers, and flyers, because you will find plenty of resources like flashcards, videos, even teaching tips for you, okay, that you can use in your classes. And you can adapt and use all of these resources in your online lessons, okay? So that's amazing. And another good thing about World of Fun is that it has an app that you can download on your phone. It's available on the App Store and on Google Play. So whichever system you're using on your phones, you can have the Word Fun World app. Great. So let's move on with some other resources. This is one of my favorites. It's the Pen Friends platform, okay? With this platform, your students will be able to make friends in different parts of the world, and they will be able to exchange different cards, letters with kids that live somewhere else and they're not in their virtual classroom nowadays. So how does Pen Friends work? Well, you have to register your school and create a profile in which you will tell the Pen Friends platform where you're from, how many students are going to take part in the activity, what is the age group of these students, and what's their level of the language. Once you have your profile, you will find a partner school that matches with the same characteristics that your school has, okay? So once you have found your match, you will be able to upload the pictures or scans of the different letters that your students have written to these kids in other parts of the world. And then in exchange, you will receive some cards and some letters as well. I strongly recommend using Pen Friends right now because I think it's a very rewarding experience for students because they can learn how other kids are learning at the moment, okay? Whether they are also having online lessons, if they have already returned to school in some other countries. So it's a great experience for your students. And they also get to make friends. So that's the bright side of this kind of activity. If we stay with the writing skill, all right, I must show Write and Improve, okay? Write and Improve is a free resource that it's online, okay? And it's great because your students can access Write and Improve and they will see a bank of different writing tasks that they can select. They complete that writing task and they get immediate feedback. So I'm going to show you what Write and Improve looks like. Okay, so this is the dashboard in which you can see the different writing tasks and they are divided into different levels. Okay, so it's very, very important that you tell your students which is their level. Okay, so they don't choose something that is too easy or too difficult for them. Once your students have selected the writing task, they will have a screen that looks like this. Okay. On top right here, you will see the writing task. And on the bottom, you will see that the students have the space to type in their answer. Okay. Once they have typed in their answer and they're ready, they can click here on the check button and they will receive immediate feedback. As you can see here, okay, the students have received highlighted phrases, okay, that may contain some grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes, word order mistakes, okay, And if they click on these exclamation point icons, okay, they can find the suggested corrections to that writing. Okay, and because this is called Write and Improve, now it's where the improve part comes along. Okay, students can go back to their writing and make the appropriate changes, and they can submit their writing piece again. All right, so that's amazing because they get another feedback for that piece of writing, and they can get up to 10 tries on the same writing piece. And what it's so insightful and good about Write and Improve is that they can see how they have progressed from the first try to the last one, okay? And see, and you as teachers can also see how these students have improved in their writing. Great. I love Write and Improve. I'm a great fan of this, and it will help you save lots of time if you need to assign more writing tasks to your students. But enough of writing for the moment. Now I want to show you what you can do with the listening task, okay? The listening skill, sorry. This is called Virtually Anywhere, okay? This is a series of 7 episodes that you can find in the Cambridge English website, okay? It's aimed at levels B1 and B2, and this series of 7 episodes comes together with some activities, and for you teachers, it comes with lesson plans with activities that you can do pre-listening and post-listening, okay? So you can download these, okay? This is what the lesson plan looks like. And you have all the notes and all the material that you're going to need. If you need any kind of worksheet, you can download that as well. And if you want more online activities, you have the interactive activities from Cambridge in the Learning English section, okay? Here you're going to find activities that are that can be filtered by skill, okay? If you want to practice listening or use of English or maybe writing, okay? You can search by skill and by level, okay? So if you are an intermediate student, you can filter that as well, and you will find the activities that suit the level of English that you have, okay? So this goes from levels A1 to C2, all right? And they are aimed at teenagers or adults, people who might be preparing exams such as KEEP, preliminary, first, advanced, and proficiency. But if you are preparing students for starters, movers, and flyers, you will also find interactive activities in the Cambridge English website, okay? These activities are colorful and they resemble the type of task that students will have to do in the exam, okay? So it's sort of games that children have to play, and at the same time, they're practicing their English and revising vocabulary. If you want to revise some vocabulary as well with starters, movers, and flyers, you have the option of the Sing and Learn songs, okay? There are 3 different songs for each of the levels, okay? You have a song for starters, 1 song for movers, and another song for flyers. And you have different activities that you can do with these songs. What's great about these 3 songs is that you work with the vocabulary that it's in the vocabulary lists for the exams, okay? So you're constantly working with the same kind of material and input that your students receive while you're preparing them. You get to have a video, okay, with a sing-along to watch with your students. You also get to download the lyrics, okay, in PDF, which is this image that I'm showing you right now. And you also get to download learning activities, okay, which is right here at the bottom, all right? So you can also share with your students and practice with them, okay? So that's incredible. I really like the Sing and Learn. All right, wow, that was quite fast. I know that there are a lot of resources. I know that they have been sharing some of the links, all right? If you don't get all the links, don't worry, we will send everything at the end of the session, all right? So Now that we have covered the resources by Cambridge, I want to show you other online resources and platforms that are available for you. The first that I want to show you is Mentimeter, okay? I love Mentimeter, and it's sort of the love child of PowerPoint and Kahoot, okay? So if you're used to using PowerPoint and if you're used to using Kahoot, this will be so easy for you, okay? Because it allows you to create interactive presentations. So you need to create a free account on Mentimeter, all right? And when you create your account, you will be able to create your first presentation that it will look like this, all right? As I was telling you before, you have this slide deck right here on the left, okay, where you have all the different slides that you will be adding to your presentation. And you also get to choose the slide type that you want for that presentation. Why? What can you do with Mentimeter? Well, you can have multiple choice activities. You can create word clouds with your students. You can create rankings. You can have a question and answer session with your students. You can have some sort of quiz competition, okay, that where they can select the correct answer or maybe type the correct answer. So to show you, okay, to show you how this works, I'm going to select the word cloud, okay? And I want to show you how you can create a word cloud, okay? So this is my slide, and the question for my students is, because I'm working with the topic of food, all right? I want to know what food my students eat more often, all right? So I type the question here and it will appear on my slide over here. Great. Then I want to decide how many entries my students are going to have. That is, how many options will they be able to write. So I want them to write 3 different types of food. All right. So I get them to say 3. Now, what happens if I have some cheeky students that like, you know, typing some words that they're not supposed to? Well, I can enable the profanity filter, okay? So those words that your students are not supposed to write, but they do anyway, all right? Mentimeter will filter them, all right? So you won't be able to have them on your screen. So once you have everything ready, it's time for you to share this with your students so they can actually do the word cloud. So how do you share this? Well, you go to menti.com, that's the address that your students have to access, and you share with them the code. That's why I told you that it was similar to Kahoot, okay? So if you're used to using Kahoot, this will be very easy for you. Once your students are there, as a teacher, you will have to click present, okay, that you have over there on the top. When you click present, okay, your students will be able to begin completing the word cloud. What is it that they're going to see? Well, they're going to see the question with the 3 spaces to complete different options of what food, all right, they would like, they eat more often. So when they hit submit, on your screen, teachers, you're going to see how the word cloud is building up, all right? So you see that words that get repeated are going to appear bigger in the word cloud. And you also see how the profanity filter works, because a student here wrote something that he or she wasn't supposed to, and Mentimeter filtered it, all right? So this is a great, Mentimeter is a great resource. You can do a lot of things with it. Let me show you what else you can do. You can have some sort of image choice activity, all right? What snacks do you usually eat at school? So you give your students several choices, but you can add images. This is great if you're working with beginners, okay? Because you don't have multiple choice just with text. You can add images to this, and this will help them a lot. You can have quizzes after you deliver a lesson. Maybe you want to see if your students have studied, all right? So you prepare a quiz and they will do it right there at the moment, okay? So Mentimeter is great. I strongly suggest that you access Mentimeter, create an account, and start exploring. What else do I want to show you today? Oh, Padlet. Padlet is a great, great resource. And I'm pretty sure that most of you already know it because it's a website that has been up and running for several years now, okay? If you're not familiar with it, this is a collaborative board. With Padlet, you can create collaborative boards, okay? So again, as a teacher, you sign up for free and you create an account. And what I want to show you today is how you can use Padlet for speaking, okay? How you can use a collaborative board for speaking. So once you create your account, you will have this dashboard in your Padlet account. In my case, I have created different Padlets before, so they will show here, but if you're new, you won't find anything there, okay? So what do? You go to make a Padlet, all right? And you select the layout that you want. For this one, I'm gonna go with wall, okay? So I click select, and this will build my Padlet. I choose a title, okay? I'm going to go with speaking practice, and I'm going to tell my students which part of the exam we're going to practice. In this case, we're gonna practice part 2 of B2 first, which is the one in which students have to compare 2 pictures, all right? Then I select a wallpaper. You have a variety of them. I like the brick wall, so I'm gonna go with that one, all right? And then I'm going to choose an icon for the title because let's tell our students that speaking is fun, okay? So let's have an icon of a smiley over there. So now I'm ready and I click next and I have my Padlet and I can start posting. So how do I add something here? I click on that plus button on the bottom of the page and I can start uploading a picture. I want the pictures for students to compare. I can pick from my computer, or if I have some old pictures on Padlet, I can also choose one of those. I'm going to go with these 2 pictures, and these are the ones that my students are going to use. So what do I do now? Well, I have to share the Padlet with my students so they can start adding things here. So I click on the share button, and I will have all the different options, okay, on how to share this collaborative board. I always go for copy the link because it's easier to paste it and share it with my students, all right? So your students have the link, they click on it and they see this, exactly this. And they can add resources the same way as you did with that plus button on the bottom, okay? What do I want them to do? I want them to record themselves doing the task, okay? So I click on voice because that's what I want them to do. I want them to record their voices. So I click there and they will find the audio booth to start recording themselves, okay? Once they compare the pictures and they're ready, all right, they can play back the audio or maybe restart it if they don't like it. If it's okay, they save it and they add a title. I always suggest writing their names so you teachers know who is the owner of that audio, okay? So once they're done, their audio will appear on the Padlet, okay? So if all your students repeat the same pattern, okay, they do the same, you will have all the audios from your students on the same Padlet, and you avoid having to download audios from emails and having attachments and having links everywhere, okay? So in this, with this way, you have all the audios together and you can listen to them. Okay, so I think that this is a great way to practice speaking and to be organized, and also to encourage peer assessment. Okay, you can have your students listen to other audios, okay, and give feedback to each other as well. So now I'm gonna do like a quick glance of some of online resources that I like, okay, and that are very, very useful. So the first one is Loom, which is a screen recorder, and this is what I used to show you how to build a Padlet. If you didn't notice, that was a video, okay? I wasn't doing it live, I was actually showing you a video of how to use Padlet, okay? So, and I recorded it with Loom. Great, great app, it's free, so I recommend it too. Then we have Voki, okay? Voki, it's so much fun. Kids and adults love Voki. You can create an animated character and you can add your voice to that character, okay? So you practice speaking, but you also have a little bit of fun dressing up your Voki character. But if you only want to record audio, okay, I recommend Vocaroo, okay, which is just a red button to start recording and that's it. And then you can share the audio that you recorded. End of story. Very simple and very easy and also free. This is the much popular Quizlet that I think most of you know. But if you don't, this is a great website to create interactive sets of flashcards. You create a set of flashcards and then you share the link with your students, and your students can learn from the flashcards, play games with those flashcards, even have tests with those flashcards. I love Quizlet. It's a very interesting online resource. And this is the ultimate favorite for me. And this is the one that I'm going to use to share all the resources that I have mentioned throughout the webinar. Okay, this is called Wakelet. And this is a website that allows you to share many resources, put them in one collection and have one link to share many links. All right, so it's a great website to curate content. Okay, so to save the content, organize it, okay, and only share one link instead of a list of 100 links that you want to share with your students. You put everything in one place and you share only that. Great resource. You will see it when you get the link to the Wakelet with all the resources that I mentioned just now. Good. So we're about to finish, okay? So I want to show you the mobile phone apps so you know what's available for phones. Cambridge has developed ExamLift, which is an app for A2 for schools and B1 preliminary for schools. It allows students to practice the 4 skills, and it's available on Google Play and on the App Store. You also have Quiz Your English, okay, which is for levels A2 to C1, and students get to compete with other players, okay, from different parts of the world, and they earn points while they're answering questions about grammar, about vocabulary. So again, a very interesting application for your phones. And for the little ones, we have the monkey puzzles, okay, where you have 8 games for starters, movers, and flyers in order to practice vocabulary. Unfortunately, this one is only available on the App Store. So if you're using an Android phone, I'm so sorry, but it's not available. And to end this presentation, I want to show you the books that Cambridge University Press has made available online for free for you to download. The first ones are the exam boosters for exam preparation, okay? They are available on the Cambridge University Press website, and you have the digital books for A2 Key, B1 Preliminary, B2 First, and C1 Advanced, together with the audios for you to download, okay? So if you need extra practice for the exam, this is the books that you need right now. And if you're working with starters, movers, and flyers, Cambridge University Press has released the Fun Skills booklets, where you will find different activities to practice for the exam as well. And they are available on the Cambridge University Press website as well. We will share all of these links with you later today, so don't worry about that. Well, I think that's it. And I think I did it on time, just half an hour. I know that it was a little bit fast, so I'm really sorry if you got a little bit lost somewhere. If you have questions, we will get all those questions from the chat and we will get back to you, okay? And maybe we will do something like this in the future, okay, to expand a little bit more about online resources to teach at home, okay? So I want to thank everyone who has joined us today, okay, for this presentation, and thank everyone at Buenos Aires Open Center for allowing me to be part of the seminar as a presenter today. So thank you very much, and thank all of you for being here today. So thank you so much.
Hello, Monica, are you there?
Thank you very much, Belén. That was really interesting. And now coming up next at 5:30 p.m., Fabiana Parano with her presentation towards writing and online lessons. If you have already signed up for this presentation, you should have received an email with the link to access the session. If not, you will now find the link in the chat box. Join us in just a couple of minutes for our second presentation of the day. See you.